Today, we will begin our two-part series on young alumni who continue to live, work, and serve those in our community who are less fortunate. Our first speaker today was a member of the football team and the track and field team while a student at Jesuit. He was also an active member of the student council, staff, and the peer administration. After graduating from Jesuit, he went on to the University of Florida, where he received a degree in biology with an emphasis in business. While at UF, he worked at the Moffitt Cancer Center and the Florida Orthopedic Institute. And recently, he began working for Home Health, an organization that manages assisted living facilities. He currently oversees the Hacienda Villas in Ybor City, a facility that caters specifically to the elderly and those with dementia. And today, he has graciously come here to speak to you about his work and his service and how his Jesuit experiences has shaped his life. Please welcome one of our own from the class of 2008, Mr. Daniel Almendares.
Good morning, everyone. How you doing? I was gonna throw a bunch of facts out there ask you try and talk about dementia and different things, but I figured why put everybody to sleep. So instead, we'll just start off with an exercise, okay? I want you to visualize some different things for me. First, start out with your 3 favorite foods. Very easy for all of us to do. Love to eat. All right, now your dream cars. You've all thought about them before. Get them into your head. Your favorite places to visit. Everybody's got them. Your best friends. I'm sure the vast majority are sitting around you right now. Think about them. And lastly, your family. These are all things that we think about on a daily basis and are the things that help us feel pretty happy, right? Okay. Now imagine you can't remember your favorite foods. All right, probably wasn't anything healthy for you anyways. I'm sure it's Mr. Empanada or something like that. Now the dream cars. Can't remember those, but probably a good thing because it's not going to happen most likely. Now the favorite places you visit. Well, this is getting kind of frustrating. You can't remember these things, but it's okay. You got your best friends here in Tampa. You'll stay here, be completely happy with them. Now remember, you can't think of those friends. You see their faces and you recognize them, but you don't quite know them anymore. Well, this is lonely. You don't have these people around you to keep you happy. You still have your family, though. That's good. Can't remember your family anymore. You look at them, don't recognize their faces. It's just people walking down the street to you. Or even worse, you may think of them from a different time. You may think of them, I mean, you're only 18 and under, but may think of them from 10 years before. Be different to see them with 10 years older than you remember them, wouldn't it? These are the sort of obstacles that a person with dementia can deal with every day. As you can imagine, it could be very difficult to go into life dealing with such things. As such, they were just as proud, intelligent, and respectable people as any one of us or your parents or your teachers were in their prime. And what they see may not be reality to all of us, but to them it is reality. And as such, we need to respect them for that. And instead of saying, oh no, that's not the case, you're a little bit out of it. We should try and sit down and talk to them and figure out why they're feeling the way they are and help them through this. That's what I've dedicated my career to by working with Angels Care Health Systems, specifically at Hacienda Villas. We own a number of facilities, but the reason why I chose Hacienda Villas to oversee is because it's a non-for-profit organization, which means everybody that's there is on subsidized housing as well as being elderly. So not only are they people dealing with elderly issues like dementia, but they also are extremely poor and need to have the government assistance in order to live somewhere. One of the beautiful things about this job, though, is I've realized that with religion, it's been a great unifier, especially in the elderly. It's very, very uncanny to watch when you're talking about religion, how elderly persons respond to it, both with believers and non-believers, Catholics and non-Catholics, Christians and non-Christians. I've sat and read the Bible a multitude of times, and everybody has felt very comfortable with it and almost at peace because they recognize that it's the message that matters, not, the details. Also, we have OLPH Church right next door to us. Spent plenty of weekends there going to church with the people, or when I come back on Monday discussing what the priest talked about at my church. It's an amazing event, something I hope everybody can join in on sometime. Now, you may think that it'd be tough to run a business like this, and it is, because I have constantly people coming in to talk to me and to reminisce with me and to discuss their sister who passed away 45 years ago, but they still call out her name every day. But through this reminiscing, through these ideas of these older people that have lived so long and learned so much, they have great knowledge and great lessons to be taught, but they forget why they know them, what's so important about them, and who they should tell them to. So instead, they just share them with everybody. Very lucky to be the one that gets to be shared with the most. But the beautiful thing about it is through these lessons I have learned, and I'm picking up on how to be a better man, brother, son, person in general, which I think is something that we all strive for every day, and I know Jesuit strives to teach us every day. Just a quick story that I'd like to give of how this all ties together is a resident that we have. After I'd been working there for a few months, she saw me help a gentleman who is completely blind. He's not only older, he's 78, but he is also legally blind. And he was trying to move from the couch in our lobby to the restroom, and he was struggling getting up. And I went and I helped and grabbed his hand and picked him up and carried him and helped him to the restroom. And a person there who we say that she's not very lucid. It's just she's having a hard time keeping with what's reality and what's not. She saw what I was doing, and in broken English and Spanish, she told me that helping others is God's work. And she just smiled at me. That's all she said. And it really, this was several months ago, it really has stuck with me since there. And I told my boss, and he actually became emotional because it was something similar to that had happened to him that got him into the business. And it's the little things like that that you realize, okay, here I am doing this day-to-day job trying to make things as good as I can for them, and it's something that I don't even think about. That's not part of my job description. I just helped this gentleman, something that I learned while here, that you need to always help those that can't be helping themselves. That's what the resident really took notice of and really felt that I was there trying to help them and not just help myself. So, why am I here? Well, it's because we have this facility. It is a non-profit, like I said. It needs some work. It's a good building. It just needs some updating. So, what I'm asking is if some of you gentlemen would join me one Saturday. I'm there 7 days a week, actually, so it won't be uncommon for me to be there on a Saturday. And spend a Saturday sometime later in October just painting the inside of the building. It's a very brown medical, I can't stand the color. It's a nasty color, and I would like to make it something warm and inviting and different floor by floor, because one thing that people recognize when they get dementia is colors more than they do numbers. So if you make a different floor, a different color, they remember, oh, I live on the green floor. So hopefully I'll work with Mr. Warren, set up a date, and you guys will be able to join me. We'll do pizza. I'm going to try and see if I can get the Academy girls to go and join us as well. But if not, I hope you guys will, and I appreciate you giving me the time to come and speak to you today.